What's going on, YouTube? LJH here from LJH Productions, and I told you guys that I was going to review Belly in 4K. I watched the 4K version and the Blu-ray version, and so my thoughts. I watched it for the first time. I didn't see this movie when it came out in 1998. Just wasn't my thing. But when I saw it on sale at Target for $16.99, I said, let's give it a shot. Hands down, one of the best decisions that I made. This movie is really, really, really good. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. DMX and Nas do amazing performances in this movie. So basically, it's about a gang leader named Tommy, which is played by DMX, and Nas is one of his partners. And in the film, Nas's character is starting to realize that the gang life's not really for him, but he's very loyal to Tommy, so whatever Tommy says, he does. Long story short, Tommy ends up in a situation where Nas's character cannot help him, and he ends up going to jail, and Nas slowly ends up getting away from the life, and ends up having a opportunity to move to Africa with his girlfriend and his kids to start a new life. So they slowly tell his story, and then they go to DMX, and he's in prison, and this guy approaches him and he says, hey, listen, I have an opportunity for you to get out of prison. What you'll do is, on the night of New Year's Eve, you'll end up taking out the this motivational speaker priest, and then he goes, I promise you the world. So it gets into, DMX's character Tommy plays all the parts. He learns to be friends with this priest, and studies to become a good person, but really not trying to be a good person. And so the night of New Year's Eve comes, and he goes to do this, and the priest says, are you sure this is what you want to do? And ends up talking him out of it, and they end up hugging it out, and the story ends good for Nas and DMX's character. It's done really, really well, and it was a lot of fun. The visuals and the colors on this for the 4K were great. They were even great for the Blu-ray, but I'm going to show you the similarities and the comparisons so you can see which one is brighter and stuff like that. I hope my computer can. I hope you'll be able to see the differences. And so I'm going to get into the visuals and explain everything from there, and let's roll it. Okay, so looking at the comparison of the first picture, this is taken directly from the Blu-ray. You can see the colors are nice, but the face features are kind of blurry and out of focus. The car logo on the Lexus looks a little out of focus as well. The Blu-ray, don't get me wrong, it does have a great transfer to it, and some of the color schemes on the Blu-ray do pop, especially in the club scene, which I was not able to get a visual of. But it's not as clear as it could be. Now, Belly was on Blu-ray before this came out. I'm not sure if this is the exact same Blu-ray transfer, and they just recycled it to the 4K disc. But I know that watching the Blu-ray and the 4K as I did, I noticed that the color on the Blu-ray, like I said, it's definitely off, but it was still a good transfer. Like, they tried to keep the Blu-ray up to par, and it was done really, really well. But as you'll see in a second, as we compare it to the 4K just pops even more. Like, it really, really, really does pop. And I'm going to show you that image as well. But as you can see in the background over Method Man's shoulder, you can't even kind of make out what that's supposed to say. And you know, normally with like 4K movies, everything pops. The picture I have for 4K is a little different of a comparison. It's not the same picture, but you'll be able to see the difference, no doubt. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the 4K image now as well. Alright, so here's the 4K image that I was able to get. And you can see, just in the background alone, just a picture that's above the two gentlemen is popping a lot more than that Blu-ray image I was showing you right above Method Man's arm in the other picture. And then the detail in Nas's, even in Nas's like facial expression here, it's brighter, it's more high def. The 4K on it is just really, really really good. And then I forget who his character is next to him, but even him, you know, the image it's got a blur to it, but it's not as blurry as the counterpart picture from the Blu-ray. The 4K movie is amazing. The images don't do it justice. Like, it is really, really done well. Especially, like I said, with the opening scene, the 4K scene is done with like fluorescent lights and like kind of like in, how do you describe it? Like just bright colors. Some kind of like weird strip club they're in, but the entire movie just pops. Even a lot of the darker scenes in this movie do the same thing. Like, it's brightened up. They do a really, really good job with the visuals in the 4K and the HDR. The HDR is done really, really well as well. Like I said, I don't know if you can really tell with the HDR in here, and I hope these pictures were good for you to see between the Blu-ray and the 4K. Even if you look at Nas's watch here, you can kind of see the detail on the watch. It's done really, really good, and Lionsgate did a really, really good job with this 4K transfer. So now I'm gonna transfer back over to myself. I'm gonna do a little camera trick here, and we're going to end this video, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Blu-ray and the 4K to tell you if I think it's worth picking up. Okay, so after showing you guys the visuals and everything, I hope was able to help you guys on making a decision whether to buy this movie or not. Like I said, it's definitely well worth the pickup if you have not picked it up. It's a really, really great 4K transfer, and even the Blu-ray is not bad. So I really, really, really do recommend this movie. It is a very, very fun watch. Now, I'm going to rate it a little bit here to give you guys a little bit more perspective. Drama-wise, I give it an 8. It's got a lot of moments in here where you are rooting for Tommy to succeed, but at the same time, you're like, maybe he needs to be captured. You know, you get to like really understand him and want him to succeed with his life turning around. Action-wise, solid 9. You know, there's a lot of shootouts, a lot of action moments in this movie that are really worth taking a look at. Comedy-wise, I would say it's about a 5. It has a couple throwaway lines, but doesn't take away from the seriousness of the plot or anything like that at all. So that's my review. Altogether, I'd give the movie a solid 10. It is definitely worth the watch. So definitely check it out if you have not. And if you have checked it out in the past and were hesitating about buying the Blu-ray and the 4K, it's worth the pickup. I saw it on my local Target for $16.99. That's why I did it. But check your local store, see what they have, what prices they have it for. It's really, really worth the watch. and give this video a massive thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. And as they say in the movies, that's a wrap.